Hello students, today's session will be about tools and equipments used in welding. So what welding is? Basically welding is joining of two metals. Suppose I have two metals, so we have to join them together by the process of welding. So basically what welding does is, it creates a permanent joint by the process of fusion. Two most important things for welding are required are heat source, some sort of heat source, shielding metal and a filler rod. Okay, the heat source is provided by electric arc. Well, the process what we will be using is electric arc welding. So some application of welding is used almost in any industry, right from the automobile to medicine industry. The techniques may be differ. Okay, other applications would be the bridges, pipelines, shipping industry to the common household buildings. What we can see, the grill work, the gates, right from the tables and chairs what we are standing over right now. So most commonly techniques used in welding are gas welding technique, MIG, TIG and electric arc welding, what we will be learning here in a workshop. So this is a welding joint looks like basically. This is a weld bead and it is joined under butt configuration. Okay, so now we'll go to the tools used in welding workshop. So basically the set of power tools and hand tools. What you can see right now here, mostly they are hand tools. The power tools we are not giving us for the first years as such. Okay, we'll start with a hammer. I've seen this already before. This is a ball peen hammer used for alignment of the workpiece. The next tool is tri-square. It is used for marking the workpiece. Suppose you want to mark any workpiece here, just hold it here and then with the help of the scriber you can scratch a line. This is how a marking is done by using a tri-square. It is also used to check the right angle of the workpiece. Suppose this workpiece is not aligned here, this edge. You can check if it is a right angle or not. This is slightly crooked over here. That's how you can check your workpiece with the help of a tri-square. They come in different sizing. Right now it is a 6-inch tri-square. Next tool we have is a chisel. We mostly use a hot chisel here because the edges are tempered, because we are dealing with mild steel metal. This you have seen earlier. It's a vernier scale used for measuring the workpiece and for marking as well. The other measuring tools are the most commonly used are marking, the steel rule and the wire tape, measuring tape. We'll come to the safety later. The other hand tools which we use for welding, after welding is done, to hold the hot workpieces is tongs, pair of tongs. Don't hold the workpiece with the gloves, okay? Always hold it with the tongs. This is a hacksaw which is used for cutting. Wire brush. After welding is done or performed, to clean the welds, the wire brush is used. And also normal brush is used after the workpiece has been cooled down. Don't use this brush on the hot welding surface. We'll burn off this brush, okay? A chipping hammer. A chipping hammer is used to chip off the slag from the weld. So these are C clamps, they are also called G clamp, used to hold the workpiece or clamp the workpiece to the table. Okay, they can be used to hold the workpiece together for welding. For example, suppose I want to hold these two workpieces together for welding. So you can clamp them together and then clamp them together for in position and then go for welding. You can also clamp it to the work table. Okay, now coming back to the safety devices. We have the pair of leather gloves. Always, whenever you are performing welding, don't do it with the bare hands. Use pair of leather gloves. But see that you don't hold the hot workpiece with the gloves. Use the tongs. Apron. You also have to wear apron along with your boiler suit as well. So that the sparks prevent yourself from the sparks. Okay. Welding shield is also called welding helmet or welding shield. Okay, it consists of dark color filtered glass here, and it is sandwiched between the two normal glasses, so to prevent it from damage. Okay, it's having a certain shade, so it's starting from number 9 to number 14. The higher the number, the darker the shade of the glass. The higher the number, the for more intense welding it is used. For example, for TIG welding, number 14 shade is used. We are using right now number 11 shade for arc welding. Okay. Now we seal this. This is the electrode holder. What is the electrode first? This is the electrode, welding electrode or the welding rod. They come in different sizes, and suppose for mild steel we are welding, you have to use mild steel electrode. Suppose you are working on SS stainless steel, you have to use SS electrode. So the sizes what we can measure here is on the electrode tip. So this is a 3.15 mm electrode. You can measure it from the bare end here, uncoated part. Here, if you measure it here, the diameter will get exactly 3.15. So they come in different sizes, starting from 2.50 mm to 4 mm. Yes, they come in different sizes, right from the 2.50 mm to 4 mm electrode. Higher the thickness of the weld metal, so you have to use higher diameter of the electrode. Also the current setting differ. Suppose for 2.50 mm electrode you are using 80 amps current. For higher diameter electrode you have to use higher value of the current range. Okay, now you can see the coating on this. It is called flux. Why it is done? It provides shielding while welding is done, so to prevent the weld from the gaseous atmospheric gases. Okay, it also helps in welding. Doesn't allow the electrode while welding to get stuck to the metal. So this is a electrode holder on which you have to hold it here, this way. Always hold the welding rod to the uncoated part to the electrode here. Never clamp it this way, it is wrong. You won't be able to get electrical conductivity due to the flux. Always hold it towards the uncoated part. Now what is arc? So arc is a spark created between the two charged particles, charged electrodes. Suppose it is connected to the positive end and this is connected to the negative end to the machine. So if you bring these two electrodes together, it will create, when the current is passed to them, it will create an arc. So due to this arc, the heat will be generated at a joint here, and it will melt both the parent metal as well as the filler rod. So it will fill the gap, and as you move on, the weld will get solidified. And this is how a welding is done. Okay, what's a weld bead? Now we won't be calling it as a weld. This welding joint is called, in engineering terms, it is called weld bead. Okay, after welding is done carried out, this flux will settle on the top of the weld. It forms a brittle layer, black color layer. You have to take it out by using a chipping hammer. Don't hit it so hard and don't stay close to the weld. Hit it away from yourself this way. Okay, you have to take out the slag from the weld metal, so then afterwards only you can see the weld bead. So what is the function of the slag? It removes the oxides, impurities from the weld and also helps in uniform cooling of the weld. Never dip hot. Once the welding is done, the metal will be red hot. Never dip it in the hot water. You will create cracks in the weld or also harden the metal.